Ever feel like you're constantly saying yes when you desperately want to say no? Like you're walking on eggshells trying to keep everyone else happy, even if it means sacrificing your own peace of mind? Remember that knot in your stomach when someone's just kidding joke felt like a direct hit, or the exhaustion of explaining yourself endlessly to someone who just refuses to understand your boundaries? Do you find yourself giving and giving only to feel invisible and unappreciated in return? If any of this resonates, then you're in the right place. Welcome to StoicCraft, a space dedicated to helping men like us, in the prime of our lives, navigate the complexities of relationships and reclaim our inner strength through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. There comes a pivotal moment in every man's life, especially as we mature and take on more responsibilities, when silence isn't just quiet, it becomes a profound weakness. When our capacity for tolerance, which we often pride ourselves on, morphs into a quiet form of self-betrayal. And when being the nice guy, or always trying to accommodate, starts to chip away at our peace, diminish our inherent worth, and erode our hard-won dignity. In our journey through life, we often embrace the Stoic ideals of patience, unwavering self-control, and the remarkable ability to endure hardship. These are powerful virtues, no doubt. But let's be crystal clear. Stoicism is not about passive submission. It's not about meekly accepting whatever comes your way without a fight. And here's the crucial part, something we, as men reaching our midlife stride, must internalize. Today, on StoicCraft, we're going to peel back the layers and confront 3 unacceptable behaviors that no man grounded in genuine Stoic strength should ever, under any circumstances, tolerate. This isn't just about how others treat us. It's equally about the standards we hold for ourselves. Because let's face it, a man who consistently refuses to set clear, firm boundaries will inevitably find himself living far below his true potential. Stifled and unfulfilled. Part 1. Disrespect disguised as jokes. We've all been there, haven't we? That seemingly innocuous, sarcastic remark, that just kidding insult, or that passive-aggressive jab that feels less like humor and more like a carefully aimed knife wrapped in a forced smile. As men of a certain age, we've learned to be resilient. A wise man cultivates indifference to casual insults, understanding they often say more about the giver than the receiver. However, this indifference should never extend to being blind to genuine disrespect. How many times have you, in the name of keeping the peace or avoiding an awkward moment, simply laughed it off? Stoicism certainly teaches us the profound value of remaining calm and composed in the face of provocation. But let's not confuse calmness with capitulation or compliance. If someone consistently uses humor in a way that truly belittles you, mocks your hard-earned progress, undermines the values you hold dear, or attacks your very character, that isn't humor at all. That, my friends, is thinly veiled hostility. And by tolerating it, whether out of habit or discomfort, we inadvertently send a clear and damaging message to ourselves and others. I don't value myself enough to actually walk away or to demand better. A Stoic man doesn't react with an explosive outburst, nor does he resort to begging for understanding or respect. His response is far more powerful and dignified. He simply yet unequivocally makes it clear, through his calm and resolute demeanor his quiet strength, or, if necessary, his strategic exit from the situation. Self-respect is not an optional extra. It's a fundamental requirement. It's about preserving your inner citadel. Part 2. Emotional manipulation and guilt-tripping. This second behavior is particularly insidious and dangerous because it often operates subtly, preying on our natural empathy and sense of responsibility. As Epictetus wisely stated, no man is free who is not master of himself. And truly mastering oneself means being immune to the emotional puppetry of others. There are individuals who are masters at twisting your emotions, skillfully using them as leverage to control your actions and decisions. They will make you feel profoundly guilty for simply choosing to prioritize your own well-being. They'll label you selfish for the audacity of setting healthy boundaries. They'll weaponize your innate empathy, turning it against you, until you find yourself constantly explaining, endlessly apologizing, and perpetually doubting your own perception of reality. But here's the unvarnished Stoic truth, especially for us who understand the value of inner peace. If your sense of peace is contingent upon someone else's approval, then what you have isn't genuine peace at all. It's a form of emotional servitude. A man truly rooted in Stoic principles does not crumble under the fear of being misunderstood. He doesn't shrink back or cower when someone attempts to guilt him into silence or compliance. Instead, he sees the manipulation for what it is, clearly and without illusion. And he responds with an equally clear and unwavering resolve, not with a yielding compliance. If someone in your life consistently makes you feel bad for your personal growth, for healing past wounds, or for simply choosing moments of solitude over unnecessary drama, that, my friends, is not love. That is emotional control thinly disguised. As concern, recognize it, name it, and absolutely, unequivocally, do not tolerate it. Your emotional autonomy is sacred. Part 3. Being taken for granted repeatedly. There's a quiet, insidious pain that arises from giving so much of yourself and consistently feeling unseen, unacknowledged, or unappreciated. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, don't waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. Be one of the few who truly live. And part of truly living is recognizing your own value. You show up consistently. You genuinely care. You offer your help, lend a listening ear, and provide unwavering support. But over time, a pattern emerges. You realize you're not truly appreciated. You're merely expected. Your contributions are no longer seen as gifts, but as entitlements. And then, often, when you understandably take a step back or stop giving so freely, those same individuals conveniently vanish. This is the profound danger of not truly valuing your own time, your precious energy, and your invaluable presence. It's the silent assumption that your worth doesn't deserve to be reciprocated. The Stoic man, by contrast, deeply understands the sacred value of his attention and his personal resources. He gives freely and generously, yes, what he doesn't give, endlessly or without discernment. He loves fully, with an open heart, but he does so wisely, not foolishly. And when he finds himself being taken for granted, he doesn't resort to begging to be seen or appreciated. No, his response is far more powerful and self-respecting. He simply and without bitterness removes himself from the situation. This isn't an act of revenge. It's an act of profound self-respect. You are not on this earth to endlessly convince someone of your inherent worth. Your purpose is to embody that worth, quietly yet firmly and unapologetically. There are indeed battles in life that are worth fighting for, and equally, there are boundaries that are absolutely worth defending. And sometimes the most profoundly stoic action you can take, the one that truly demonstrates your inner strength, is to simply walk away. Walk away from disrespect, even if it comes cloaked in a deceptive smile. Walk away from manipulation, even if it wears the comforting mask of love or concern. Walk away from being constantly used and drained, even if they call it friendship. Because, fundamentally, you were not born to be a human sponge, soaking up other people's toxicity and emotional baggage. You were born to rise, to live a life guided by virtue, driven by your own deeply held values, and anchored in unwavering truth. This isn't about being harsh or unfeeling. This is about striving to be whole, to be complete within yourself. And if the price of what you perceive as peace is the abandonment of your self-respect, then understand this crucial point, that peace was never real to begin with. It was an illusion, a compromise that cost you far too much. This is StoicCraft, your go-to resource for men who are committed to living with enduring strength, with clear purpose, and above all, with unwavering honor. If this message resonated deeply within you, if it sparked a flicker of recognition or a desire for change, please consider giving this video a like. Subscribe to StoicCraft for more practical Stoic insights that you can apply to your daily life. And always remember this fundamental truth. Self-respect is the fertile soil from which all true power, all genuine peace, and all lasting fulfillment ultimately grow. Never ever tolerate anything that attempts to poison it.